We are continuing Surah Nisa. The verse I recited is verse number 147. What can Allah gain by your punishment if you are grateful and you believe in Allah is all thankful, all knowing? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in previous verses talked about hypocrites and Allah talked about their punishments. So Allah was talking about the hypocrites will go to the deepest pit of hellfire. Then afterward Allah told in this section, Ma yafallah bi adabikum in shakartum wa amantum. What can Allah gain by your punishment if you are grateful and you believe and Allah is all thankful, all knowing? So thankfulness is the key for belief. If we become thankful, we see Allah's signs all over, then we appreciate His beauty, then comes the belief part in this. So Allah is talking about the thankfulness first. And Allah is saying the source of punishment comes from us, not from Him. That if we are thankful and we appreciate what Allah has bestowed from the whole universe, then we start believing in Him. And then when we do that, Allah says that you will not get any punishment. You will not get any punishment because punishment originates from us, not from Him. Because all goodness comes from Him and all evil comes from ourselves. That's how it is. And still Allah forgives so much of our mistakes. Is so much forgiving and kind. Whatever punishment comes because of our own deeds. لا يحب الله جهر بالسوء من القول إلا من ظلم وكان الله سميعا عليما. Allah does not allow open utterance of evil in speech except by one to whom injustice has been done. Allah is all knowing, Allah is all hearing, all knowing. Allah will not accept that you talk somebody bad openly about somebody except if you were oppressed one from him. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ سَمِيعًا عَلِيمًا, and Allah is all hearing, all knowing. So Allah does not allow open utterance of evil of somebody. Like even if you are, Masoom says that if you are talking about somebody's defects openly, that's what it is. You cannot talk about somebody's defect openly. Or even his behind back to anybody. You are not allowed that way. Except you can shout, you can backbite, you can cry out if somebody has done oppression towards you. Then it's only allowed in that situation. But you cannot misuse that either. You can only say only what he has done to you. You cannot go everything about him. No. Whatever he did wrong, that's the only thing you can say, but you cannot talk anything that what he has not done, you cannot say about that. Only what he has done wrong, you can just mention that, and that's about it. That's why Allah says, وَكَانَ اللَّهَ سَمِيعًا عَلِيمًا. Allah is warning that Allah is all hearing and all knowing what you are doing. So, because Allah doesn't want any operation. In community, there should not be any operation. Because if operation is wide rampant in the community breaks down. But better, that's why if you read Quran, you will see all the time to do like Islah. Like fixing the ties. So Allah prefers Islah. Like if somebody has done zulm to you, go and sit down and talk to him. There's a first preference. And that's what Allah talks about that. Like if there is a conflict going on, Allah says there's a great reward if you try to solve people's problem. But if there's no Islah going on, no peace going on, then at least you have right to talk about it. So that the one who's oppressing should get scared and try to change his behavior. But you cannot go on extreme either. إن تبدو خيرا أو تخفوه إن تبدو خيرا أو تخفوه أو تعفو عن سوء فإن الله كان غفورا عفوا قديرا. And if you do good openly or conceal it or pardon evil, then verily Allah is all pardoning, all powerful. Now it's again thing that now three things. In tubdu khairan aw tukhfuhu aw ta'fu an su'i. Three things. First thing is that if you do good openly, or you do good hidingly, or you pardon other people's evil, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَفُوًا قَدِيرًا, that surely Allah is all pardoning, all powerful. So, like if you go to fundraising, you should donate openly, you should do goodness openly so that other people can get some motivation and do for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you have to do motivation. So, the good deed should be done openly to encourage other people to do with you. That's one thing. But أو تخفوه are doing quietly, concealing it is also important in doing good deeds, because that brings ikhlas, the purity of our character, and it removes our hypocrisy and self-praise. So that's also a part of our daily good deeds, that we should do deeds openly and secretly for our own purity of intention. أو تعفو عن سوء, that we should pardon other people's evil. See, this verse is connected to the previous verse. Allah says that if somebody oppresses you, you can talk about it. But now Allah is going on a higher level. أو تعفو عن سوء, that if you forgive somebody's evil, somebody oppresses you, if you forgive, even it's better for you. Why? Because فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَفُوًا قَدِيرًا. Allah says that's my character, that I'm afu and qadir, that I'm all pardoning and all powerful. So these are the characteristics of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we develop these characteristics, we are close to Allah, because these are the characteristics of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, when we recite namaz al-shar, tahajjud, we say al-afu, al-afu, al-afu. So Allah, aw ta'afu an su'i, that you become that way. So we'll be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a real good sense, because these are the sifat, these are the characters of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah does good to us openly, Allah does good to us secretly. More secretly, how much He's doing, because we don't see how secretly He does it, that we become ungrateful, because we cannot even see His blessings, because He does so secretly. You know, our body is working 24/7, and He's helping us 24/7 on all different body parts. We don't see all that, but He does secretly. All is good for us. You know, raising our children quietly, everything for us, fixing job quietly. Allah does so many things quietly for us, and He does so quietly that we become ungrateful, that we don't even appreciate what He's doing. Please say salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Innal lazina yakfuruna billahi wa rasulihi wa yuriduna an yufarriqu bayna Allah wa rasulihi wa yaquluna nu'minu bi ba'din wa nakfuru bi ba'din wa yuriduna an yattakhidhu bayna dhalika sabila ulaika humul kafirun haqqa wa a'tadna lil kafirina azaban muhina. Verily, those who disbelieve in Allah and His Messenger and desire to make division between Allah and His messengers, and say we believe in some and disbelieve in others, and seek to choose a way in between, these are in truth infidels, and we have prepared for infidels a disgraceful chastisement. Innal lazina yakfuruna billahi wa rasulihi. Allah started like this: those who disbelieve in Allah and prophets, and the desire to separate between Allah and prophets, and say we believe some and we don't believe some, and try to create a way in between. Allah says these are into infidels. وَآتَدْنَا لِلْكَافِرِينَ عَذَابًا مُهِينًا, and Allah is prepared for the infidels a disgraceful chastisement. This is the verse for the people of the book. Jewish people accepted Musa alayhi salam but did not accept Isa alayhi salam. Christian people accepted Isa alayhi salam but did not accept our prophets. So Allah is talking about those who separate between Allah and Prophet and say that we accept some and we don't accept some. In reality, they are the one who are rejecting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Himself. When Allah sent His Prophet, and if you say, I'll accept some of them, I will not accept some which you send, Allah says, you are doing kufr to myself, to me. In other words, yakfuruna billah. Allah says, you are doing kufr to me, nobody else first. Yakfuruna billah wa rasulihi, second His prophets. And create a new way, a new religion. Ulaika humul kafirun haqqa. See the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Humul kafirun haqqa. He said haqqa, you are for truth. Truthfully, you are the kuffar. وَآتَدْنَا لِلْكَافِرِينَ عَذَابًا مُهِينًا. Allah has prepared a disgraceful chastisement for the kuffar. This is all because of the arrogance, that why a new prophet came, Allah, and why we to follow a new shariat, and why the prophet did not come from our family and our clan and our tribe. And that's how Allah tests people humbleness, that how humble you are. Now Allah explained more about people of book, but before we'll come back to that. Now Allah talks about the believers. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ وَلَمْ يُفَرِّقُوا بَيْنَ أَحَدٍ مِّنْهُمْ أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ It's about believers. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ وَلَمْ يُفَرِّقُوا بَيْنَ أَحَدٍ مِّنْهُمْ أُولَٰئِكَ سَوْفَ يُؤْتِيهِمْ أُجُورَهُم وَكَانَ اللَّهُ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. Now Allah talks about the believers, and those who believe in Allah and His messengers and make no division between any of them, He will grant them their rewards, and Allah is forgiving and merciful. Subhanallah. It is for believers that they believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they believe all the prophets. They make no difference among any prophets. Allah says, Ulaika sofa yutim ujuruhum. Very soon they are going to get reward of what they did. And Allah put His beautiful name, وَكَانَ اللَّهَ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. Subhanallah. We love these two words so much. غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. That Allah, when talks about believers, He says, غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. Subhanallah. Allah on the judgment day, please show those names to us. We are so sinful. We are so much sinful. That please, we need these two names on the judgment day. We need this Ghafur and Rahim. When we die, we need these two names. When we get buried, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, please, with these two, Allah, with your names, the names Ghafur, Rahim, we beg to you that please, when we die that day, when we get buried, when Munkar Nakir asks question, when you go on Sirat, show your two names, Ghafur and Rahima. Inna Allah kana Ghafur and Rahima. Ya Allah, walladhina amanu billahi wa rasulihi wa lam yafruqu bayna ahadin minhum ulaika sawfa yu'tihim ujurahum wa kana Allah ghafurun rahima. Oh Allah, we give witness that we don't differentiate among any prophets. Oh Allah, we give witness that we don't differentiate between a prophet and Ahlul Bayt. Oh Allah, we give witness that we don't differentiate between any imam. We accept all of them. Oh Allah, show your beautiful names, Ghafur and Rahim, on our soul. Now Allah talks about how the people of book questioned Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and how they did transgression against Musa Alaihi Salam. Yes, aluka ahlul kitab an tunazil alayhim kitabam minas samai. فقد سألوا موسى أكبر من ذلك فقالوا أرنا الله جهرة فأخذهم صاعقة بظلمهم ثم اتخذوا عجلا من بعد ما جاءتهم البينات فعفونا عن ذلك وآتينا موسى سلطانا مبينا. The people of book will ask you to bring down for them a book from heaven. And indeed they asked Moses for greater than that. For they said, show us Allah vividly. So the lightning seized them on account of their injustice. Then they took the calf after the clear signs had come to them. Yet we pardoned that. And we gave Musa a clear authority. Now, when Prophet migrated from Mecca to Medina, people of book said to Prophet, we will not believe you unless you bring Quran at one time. Because Quran was coming in pieces. And they asked, we will not believe you. Because Torah was revealed in one time, we know that. So they asked the same thing, that Prophet, we will believe you if you bring Quran in one time. So Allah is telling Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that they are asking you that. They have asked more than that to Moses. And they asked Moses to show Allah with the eyes. So then Allah says that they were seized by the lightning because of their asking such a heinous thing to show Allah by the eyes. And then after the clear signs, they took calf as their idol worshipping, for the idol worshipping. So Allah says that I pardon them even for that. And وَآتَيْنَا مُوسَى سُلْطَانًا مُبِينًا, and we gave Moses a clear authority. That was the problem of people of the book of the arrogance, They did not only show arrogance to our Prophet ﷺ by asking to reveal Quran at once, they did the same arrogance even more to Moses ﷺ when they asked to show Allah vividly, and also then Allah sent the lightning and they died, and Allah made them alive again because of His kindness, and then again they took calf as the idol And Allah pardoned that. But that pardoning was not easy. وَآتَيْنَا مُوسَى سُلْطَانًا مُبِينًا, and we gave Moses a clear authority. That was not that easy, that pardoning. The story goes like that. When they worshipped the calf, Moses said that Allah has given me authority to take you to the open field. So come to the open field and I'll go to the pulpit, and then you bring your swords and you kill each other. Then Allah is going to forgive you. This description is in Surah Baqarah. So they started killing each other, and they kept killing to the point that when many of them died, Allah said, "O Moses, ask them to stop killing each other, I forgave them." And then they were forgiven. So it was not that easy forgiving, because their sin was great sin of worshipping a calf as God. So, but they had to go through the process of killing each other. It was not that easy, like we as a Muslim always see that people of book were this way and this way, but look at us, how we are, how much hypocrisy we got. And that's why Allah says that hypocrite will be in the deepest pit of hellfire. We always make fun of other people. And at least they came, they accepted that they were worshipping calf, and they came with their swords, and they heard Musa, and they started killing each other. And then Allah forgave them at that time. Allah forgave them. So everything has a cause and effect. There was a cause and effect. So we just expect that Allah will forgive us all the time without any effect. There's always effect. Whenever we sin, there is effect. Everything has effect. It doesn't go without effect. Repenting has effect and sinning has effect. Repenting is not easy. So it's better not to sin, because every sin has effect. وَرَفَعْنَا فَوْقَهُمْ طُورَ بِمِيثَاقِهِمْ وَقُلْنَا ادْخُلُوا بَابَ سُجَّدًا فَقُلْنَا لَا تَعْدُوا فِي السَّبْتِ وَأَخَذْنَا مِنْهُمْ مِيثَاقًا غَلِيظًا. And we raised the mount above them at their covenant. And we said to them, enter the door prostrating. And we said to them, do not transgress the Sabbath. And we took from them a firm covenant. When they were transgressing so much, Jibril came and he took Mount Sinai up. And Jibril threatened that if you don't take covenant, I'm going to throw this Mount Sinai on you. So they were so scared, and Allah says about this in the Quran. وَرَفَعْنَا فَوْقَهُمْ طُورَ بِمِيثَاقِهِمْ وَقُلْنَا لَهُمْ ادْخُلُوا بَابَ سُجَّدًا وَقُلْنَا لَهُمْ لَا تَعْدُوا فِي السَّبْتِ وَأَخَذْنَا مِنْهُمْ مِيثَاقًا غَلِيظًا. That when you enter the door, you prostrate. That means when you enter Jerusalem, you prostrate on the door. So I'll forgive you. And La ta'adu fi sabte, they do not transgress the Sabbath. Sabbath was the Saturday. That on Saturday they were not allowed to do any business, even fishing in the ocean. And they did it, we know that. But Allah says, we took from them a firm covenant. وَخَسْنَا مِنْهُمْ مِيثَاقًا غَلِيظًا. They took firm covenant. So Allah took covenant for them. Same way Allah took covenant from us. Through Quran Hakim, Allah took covenant. Allah took covenant through Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. On the Ghadir Khum, Allah took covenant for us too also, because Prophet said that if you take Quran and Ahlul Bayt, then I'll meet you on the pond, who's a Kausar. Meet me with these two. Don't come without one. And that was the covenant from the Muslims. And see what we did to Ahlul Bayt and what we did to Quran. What we did to Ahlul Bayt and what we did to Quran. We don't read Quran, we don't follow Quran, and we don't follow Ahlul Bayt. What are we doing? When we read these verses, we accuse them, but what about us? Shaitan make us look good and look them bad. That's Shaitan. What we did to Quran. Do we read Quran in our speeches? Majalis, Jashan? No. Do you try to memorize Quran? No. Do we love Quran? No. Yes, it's there somewhere in the house. See how we have done. See, human beings are always alike. You can change their names, You can call some Jewish and some call Christian, some you call Muslim, but the human tendency are almost same, To not follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The shaitan is on the case of every ummah. فَبِمَا نَقْضِهِمْ مِيثَاقَهُمْ وَكُفْرِهِمْ بِآيَاتِ اللَّهِ وَقَتْلِهِمْ أَنْبِيَاءَهُ بِغَيْرِ حَقٍّ وقولهم قلوبنا غلف بل طبع الله عليها بكفرهم فلا يؤمنوا إلا قليلا. So far they are breaking their covenant and their disbelief in signs of Allah, and they are slaying the prophets wrongfully, and they are saying our hearts are covered. Nay, but Allah has sealed them for their disbelief, so they do not believe save a few. So they broke the covenant. After the Mount Sinai was raised on their head, still they broke the covenant. That's it. And they did kufr to the Allah's signs. Moses brought 9 signs to Allah, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They changed to Torah verse. Even after seeing the 9 signs from the Moses, they still worship the calf. They broke the covenant, disbelieved Allah's signs, and killed prophets with zulm. قتلهم أنبياء بغير حقهم. They killed Yahya alayhi salam, they killed Zakaria alayhi salam. And what they said? وَقَوْلِهِمْ قُلُوبُنَا غُلْفٌ. And they said that our heart are in covering. So even for they are doing zulm, operation, they still blame Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That Allah has put on our heart in covering, what can we do? See, people blame Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for their own deeds. When we sin, our heart goes into the curtain by itself. It's a cause and effect. Black dot and white dot we know in the heart. Then when you sin, there comes a black dot. When we do good deed, the white dot comes. If we keep sinning, the whole heart becomes dark. This is the cause and effect. If we sin, our heart becomes black and get covered. And they blame Allah for that covering. وَقَوْلِهِمْ قُلُوبُنَا غُلْفٌ. But they blame Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. بَلْ طَبَعَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهَا بِكُفْرِهِمْ. Allah has sealed themselves because of their kufr. So they do not believe save few. Now the question comes about Muslims. فَلَا يُؤْمِنُوا إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. Let me ask you this question to everybody who's listening. فَلَا يُؤْمِنُوا إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. Do we accept that in our Muslim community we have lots of believers, some believers? Now this answer is up to you. فَلَا يُؤْمِنُوا إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. Are we true believer in the eyes of Allah? This is question. Are our heart in the covering? Do we recite Quran? Do we follow Quran? Do we love Ahlul Bayt? Do we follow Ahlul Bayt? Do we curse the one who killed our Prophet's children? The killers of Imam Hussain? Or we don't say that they did wrong job? Do we do tabara and killers of children of Imam Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? Imam Hussain, who was killed, being thirsty for 3 days, do we curse the killers of Imam Hussain Alayhi Salam? The way Jewish people, the way they kill the prophets, from the Muslim they kill the son of Prophet Imam Hussain Alayhi Salam. You know that, right? وَبِكُفْرِهِمْ وَقَوْلِهِمْ عَلَى مَرْيَمَ بُهْتَانًا عَظِيمًا. And because of their disbelief and their speaking against Mary, a grievous calumny is allegation, bhutan. Because when When Maryam brought the baby, Imam Sadiq alayhi salam says, did not they ascribe to Maryam bint Imran that she was pregnanted by carpenter named Yusuf? Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilayh. That's how they heard the heart of Bibi Maryam, that she was pregnanted by Yusuf, the carpenter. وَبِكُفْرِهِمْ وَقَوْلِهِمْ, Allah said they did kufr when they said that. وَبِكُفْرِهِمْ فَاسْتَكُفْرِهِمْ وَقَوْلِهِمْ عَلَى مَرْيَمْ بَهُتَانًا عَظِيمًا. They hurt her feeling so much. But when they hurt her feeling so much, Allah helped her through a miracle of Isa talking as a young, newly born baby. Allah helped Maryam so great. That's how the Maryam was helped, the one of the choicest lady from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But Bibi Fatima Zahra, when she was hurt, when the right of her husband was not given, and she was going to the door to door to the people of Medina, that were you not in the Ghadir home? Did not you hear that my father told you that after him Ali is the successor? Why don't you come and help me out? And why don't you go and tell about it? Nobody wanted to help her out. That was the patience of Bibi Fatima Zahra. Now we see the patience of Zainab, that after these hypocrites killed Imam Hussain alayhi salam, when they killed Imam Hussain alayhi salam, they took her chadar away, they whipped on her back. This is the torture that Ahlul Bayt guarded. But Allah was testing with the highest test, that nobody could dare to give this kind of test, because Allah wanted to give the highest station in the paradise that nobody can even dream to have that kind of position. We pray to Allah that we follow Quran Hakim and Ahlul Bayt Tayyib Taharin, so we can get their shafaat on Judgment Day.